from the station taking action for you. This is ABC Action News.
We were scared when we could see the fire over the houses, but, what were we going to do?
Right now at 7, firefighters working this morning to figure out what caused this massive brush fire in Pasco County. How much of this fire is under control this morning? We've got an update.
Plus, Democrats are calling for another look into the ties between the Trump camp and the Russian government. The one reason the president's now calling the investigation a witch hunt.
And your Facebook feed will soon start auto-playing not just video, but audio as well. What you need to know about this new feature so you don't get caught off guard.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for waking up with ABC. I'm Lindsay Logue.
And I'm Rodney Dunigan. Thanks for joining us this morning. We'll get to the news of the day in just a moment. But first, Ivan's in with Florida's most accurate and pretty chilly forecast.
It is frigid for this time of year. No question out there. We have temperatures in the 30s and 40s right now. What happened to spring?
Right now, investigators trying to figure out what caused this massive brush fire in Hudson. The fire threatened several hundred homes in Pasco County. ABC Action News reporter Ryan Smith has more on the efforts this morning to contain that blaze. And that was Ryan Smith reporting. Right now, officials tell us that fire is almost 100% contained. The cause of the fire, though, still under investigation this morning. Right now, President Donald Trump is at his Mar-a-Lago estate for the weekend, but back in Washington, the calls for his Attorney General Jeff Sessions to resign continue. And as ABC's Brian Clark reports this morning, the controversy over the president's possible ties to Russia is heating up as well. Right now, Volusia deputies are searching for a babysitter accused of molesting the young kids that he was supposed to be watching. This is the guy right here. Detectives say Michael McCabe targeted needy families, making friends with the parents and then moving in to care for those children. Investigators tell us they've identified 4 victims, but there could possibly be more. And in Citrus County, deputies just charging this Tampa man with molesting a young girl. Investigators say David Rabin targeted a young girl who was only 9 years old. Detectives say Rabin works outside of the U.S. and refused to cooperate with the investigation. Deputies work with the U.S. Marshal's office to track him down. Many beachgoers in the Sarasota area have been coughing recently, and it's not because they have a cold, it's because of this red tide affecting the community for several weeks now. Now, in an effort to better protect your family, researchers are now developing new warning tools to protect families from red tide. Researchers at the Moat Marine Laboratory in Sarasota are working on that app that will let people with special low-cost smartphone microscopes actually collect water using sample videos. Now you can upload them to scientists. Another app in development right now actually allows someone to report their personal experience with red tide. Now while those apps are still in development, there's a website that tracks red tide. It's visitbeaches.org.
Well, imagine sitting at work, in school, worse, in church, right? And you're on your phone when you shouldn't be. And all of a sudden this loud video starts playing and the volume is like really loud.
Yes, that could be a problem, no doubt. And it could actually happen thanks to a controversial new Facebook feature.
Consumer reporter John Metarese shows you how to avoid embarrassment so you don't waste your money. Tournament. I've never made it past the first round without busting my bracket.
And that's most people. I will tell you one thing that's pretty cool about this. The funny thing, if somebody actually won that, they probably wouldn't be an employee of his too much longer.
Right. This is true. Didn't someone give away $1 billion last year? Something about that. But of course they didn't. I don't think they won or anything.
No,
like
I don't think they won.
All right.
Well, good luck to everybody out there.
We'll see if Warren Buffett has any employment opportunities.
All right. Thank you, Ivan. So to come this morning, it seems like it would be impossible leaving your child behind in a hot car.
But it happens all too often, nearly once a week here in the U.S.
Welcome back. Pinellas County now giving you a chance to help make the streets a bit safer. The county is launching a new effort to find and fix blind spots, locations where pedestrians and bikers are in danger of being hit by cars. Now listen to these numbers. Last year alone, nearly 600 people in Pinellas County were hit by cars and almost 7,000 statewide. The director of the Transportation Planning Agency, Forward Pinellas, wants all of those blind spots fixed. Whit Blanton says a driver hit him outside of the Phillies Spring Training Park in Clearwater, all because of a blind spot.
You're flying over the hood of the car, you're looking up at the sky, passing over, and you're thinking, I've got this, I'll be okay. But when you hit the pavement, it's hard.
Now, you can report any blind spots caused by trees, utility poles, or concrete barriers. We put the information you need to know on our website. That's abcactionnews.com.
Two Tampa dads are fighting against the wave of hot car deaths in Florida, now the second worst state in the country. Just last week in Brandon, a 2-year-old died after being left in a hot car for hours.
And this morning, there is word of a possible breakthrough, though. ABC Action News reporter Kara Mashik with the invention that can save a child's life.
Live from the station taking action for you, this is ABC Action News.
We've seen the plane just nosediving, just going straight down.
Right now at 6, 2 people are dead after a plane nosedives and explodes in Manatee County. That crash sparked a 30-acre wildfire. What witnesses say they saw and heard right before the explosion.
Plus, still no clear statement this morning from President Donald Trump after accusing former President Barack Obama of wiretapping his home during his run for the White House. Ahead this morning, what a spokesman for the former president is now tweeting about those allegations.
And shopping for groceries in the store versus online. We're going to talk about the difference in the choices you're making and the ways it could be affecting your waistline. Not only your waistline, but your wallet, too. It is Sunday. I'm Lindsay Logue.
And I'm Rodney Dunigan. Thanks for joining us this morning. We'll get to all the day's stories in just a moment. But first, Ivan joins us now with a beautiful forecast. I guess great start to the day.
Yeah, did you enjoy yesterday?
It turned out to be really nice.
Yeah, copy paste today. I think you enjoy it as well. They're a little breezy out there. In fact, this morning...
And right now, a number of federal agencies are working to figure out what caused a plane crash in Manatee County. This is video of that accident scene. 2 people were killed in that crash. Take a look at that damage left behind. The accident sparked a wildfire that burned about 30 acres of land. ABC Action News reporter Isabel Rosales takes us to the scene of that crash. That was Isabel Rosales reporting. This morning, we're working to get the names of those 2 people killed in that crash. And of course, we'll be following this developing story all morning long. For updates throughout the day, you can always head to abcactionnews.com. And right now, President Donald Trump is accusing former President Barack Obama of being behind a plan to crush his campaign by having telephones at Trump Tower wiretapped. Now, we first told you about this Saturday morning following a series of angry tweets by the president. A spokesman for the former president calls the claims simply false. ABC's Elizabeth Herr has more from Washington. President Obama's former Deputy National Security Advisor Ben Rhodes calling Trump's claims into question on Twitter, saying, quote, "No president can order a wiretap. Those restrictions were put in place to protect citizens from people like you." The survivors of the Pulse nightclub shooting and families of the victims will receive a second payout from the One Orlando Fund. Now, the Orlando Sentinel reporting the fund's board of directors decided late Friday to distribute $1.3 million in additional contributions made since September. The fund has already given just under $30 million for 305 claims. The city of Orlando created that fund to help the families of the 49 people killed and the patrons who were inside the club last June. Fund officials say 5 families are still fighting in court over who will get compensated. Well, videos like this one of this arrest in Ybor City last week often put police under scrutiny and raise questions on the use of force. And now one Bay Area department is educating the public on those split-second decisions that officers sometimes simply need to make. Yesterday, the Sarasota Police Department taught people about the challenges they face in a day-long use of force class. Now, they simulated traffic stops and walk-ins on couples fighting. The idea was to try to educate people on when to shoot and when not to. Those who participated say they wanted a better sense of what it's like to be in an officer's shoes.
Wanted to see what actually happens and what they go through.
It's dangerous, it's stressful, and it's very complicated.
And police say this training helps to form a strong bond between the police and the community. Less than 5% of all the arrests in Sarasota last year required force, but officers know it can happen at any time. Also this morning, 2 of your favorite treats are getting on the natural foods bandwagon. The parent company for Dunkin' Donuts and Baskin-Robbins says it will remove artificial colors from its products in the U.S. by the end of next year. Now that includes donut fillings, icings, and frozen drinks. The only exception are ice cream toppings and mixes, since the company doesn't actually make those itself. Other chains like Subway, Panera, and Taco Bell have also taken steps to remove synthetic coloring.
$9.4 billion is how much RetailLeader.com estimates that the online grocery industry will make this year.
But the big question this morning, could this new school of shopping online actually be making you fat? Interesting question there. ABC Action News anchor Laura Harris explains. Well, smart speakers are getting better at understanding what we say, but they still don't know exactly who's talking to them. Time magazine is reporting that Amazon is working on voice recognition for its voice assistant, Alexa. Now, this would improve personalized responses and parent controls by preventing kids from making purchases or accessing other features. But it is raising concerns about privacy this morning because some people might not want a device to remember who they are. Now, so far, it's not clear when or if this feature will actually launch. March, it's officially here.
And if you have some things you need to check off your shopping list, there are plenty of items on sale this month and offers, though, that you should avoid buying.
That's right. Consumer reporter John Matarese explains so you don't waste your money.
Live from the station taking action for you, this is ABC Action News.
Welcome back to ABC Action News this morning. I'm Rodney Dunigan. The time right now, just about 6:30. Here's what we're watching this morning. Right now, a number of federal agencies are working to figure out what caused a plane crash in Manatee County, killing 2 people. Now, this is a look right now at the damage left behind. That accident sparked a wildfire that burned through 30 acres of land. This morning, we're working to get the names of those killed. And an update this morning on a massive brush fire in Pasco County. The Florida Forest Service telling us that this 50-acre fire in Hudson is almost fully contained. This video from the Pasco County Sheriff's Office shows exactly what firefighters were up against on Friday. This brush fire burned about 50 acres along Old Dixie Highway and Gulfway. And finally this morning, President Donald Trump is accusing former President Barack Obama of being behind a politically motivated plan to crush his campaign by having telephones at Trump Tower wiretapped. Now, we told you about this yesterday morning, the series of angry tweets the president sent out Saturday morning. A spokesman for Obama calls the claims simply false.